What's good, y'all? I'm Wavy, and we're back for episode 8. This one's called Lord of the Ties, and I gotta tell y'all up front, they did it again. Another time skip, 6 more years this time. So everybody's older, the kids are basically grown now, and the whole board has shifted once more. We open up on Driftmark, and right away, the news hits. Corlys the Sea Snake got his throat slashed in the battle in the Stepstones. The war over some rocks is still going on, by the way. 6 years later, Mans can't let the Stepstones go, and now he's clinging to life with a blood fever and is looking grim. Rhaenys is running things in his absence and refusing to accept that her husband might be done. But here comes the vultures. Corlys' brother, Vaemond, yeah, the same guy throwing shade at the funeral last episode, immediately starts moving on the Driftmark inheritance. Because if Corlys dies, the heir is supposed to be Luke, and we already know Vaemond is not gonna let a kid that he thinks is a bastard inherit the most powerful navy in the realm. So the man goes to link up with Otto and Alicent to plot, tells them straight up that the next Lord of the Ties will be in their debt. Translation, put me in charge and I owe you. Otto's interested, Alicent playing the peace angle, but she's listening. Cut over to Dragonstone real quick. Rhaenyra's pregnant, again, and Daemon goes to get a dragon egg for the baby. And the way they shoot this is incredible. This man descends down into the caverns under Dragonstone, where the dragon Syrax is nesting. He's cutting into the egg sacs to grab one. 3 eggs, actually. Daemon gets a note from Baela on Driftmark. She's letting him know that Vaemond is sailing to King's Landing to make his case to the king directly. So Rhaenyra and Daemon decide they gotta pull up to King's Landing themselves to defend Luke's claim. It's like a family road trip to the place everyone hates them. Should be fun. They arrive and you can feel the tension immediately. Alicent and Otto are not happy to see them. 6 years since Alicent slashed Rhaenyra's arm at that dinner, and the green and black divide is deeper than ever. Rhaenyra goes to see her father first though. And bro, Viserys? This man is in bad shape. The throne, being king, has been eating him alive. He's lost half his face to rot, he can barely walk, he's blinded one eye. Man is basically being held together by milk of the poppy at this point. Paddy Constantine's performance this whole episode is something else. Rhaenyra introduces him to her newest kid and the moment is sweet, but Viserys is so weak, he asks for tea and basically can't even hold a full conversation. You can tell he does not have long. Now, Rhaenyra and Rhaenys have a moment alone, and it's loaded because Rhaenys, Corlys' wife, believes that Rhaenyra had Laenor killed so that she can marry Daemon. Remember, Laenor faked his death and rolled off to freedom, but nobody knows that except for Rhaenyra and Daemon. So from the outside, it looks like Rhaenyra got her husband killed and immediately married her uncle. Rhaenyra swears she loved Laenor and didn't order his death, which is technically true. He's still alive, but she can't actually prove it without exposing the whole scheme. So she just has to sit in this woman's suspicion. Mad awkward. Then comes the big court scene, and this is the centerpiece of the whole episode. Viserys is too sick to even sit on the throne, so Otto is running the show. Vaemond goes first, and he makes a case for why he should be Lord of Driftmark over Luke. And Rhaenyra steps in to defend her son, and Vaemond just loses it. The door opens. Viserys, this dying, rotting, can barely stand man, drags himself to the throne room wearing his crown. And then he starts to climb to the Iron Throne, and it takes him forever. And everyone's just watching this broken king pulling himself up those steps one last time. Daemon quietly steps in to help him, even hands him his sword to lean on. And Viserys sits on the Iron Throne one more time for his daughter. The throne that's been killing him this whole time, he climbs back on it to defend Luke's claim and shuts this whole thing down. It's actually one of the more powerful moments of the entire series. But Vaemond, this absolute genius, doesn't read the room. He keeps going, doubles down on calling Rhaenyra's kids bastards, even though the king is sitting right there. And Viserys, trying to muster the strength to declare punishment, says something about Vaemond is gonna lose his tongue for this. But before he can even finish, Daemon walks up behind Vaemond, pulls out his sword, and takes this man's whole head clean off right there on the court.
He can keep his tongue.
Man got decapitated mid-sentence. Vaemond literally lost his head. I told y'all, Daemon doesn't play. Half his head is sliding off in front of the whole court. Wild. Okay, on a heavier note, there's a scene where we learn Aegon, Alicent's oldest, has grown into a genuine piece of garbage. He assaulted a serving girl and may have gotten her pregnant, and Alicent has to deal with the aftermath. And this scene should tell you everything about Alicent's character. She clearly has real sympathy for the girl. You can see that it hurts, but she's also a cold player that handles it in a way that protects her family first. Aegon being king one day is a genuinely terrifying thought after this. Now, the dinner. The dinner. After everything that's gone down, Viserys decides he wants one family dinner. Everyone at the table. Greens, blacks, and he comes down without his mask, shows his whole ravaged face to his family, and gives his heartfelt speech about wanting peace, wanting his family to love each other before he's gone. And for a moment, it works. It like genuinely works. Rhaenyra stands up and extends an olive branch to Alicent. Alicent does the same thing back. The kids are talking. Jace and Helena share a sweet moment. For one beautiful scene, this broken family actually comes together. Viserys gets to see it one last time before he goes. And then, Viserys leaves the table. And the second Dad's gone, Aemond stands up, raises his cup, and makes a toast.
Each of them handsome, wise, strong.
Strong, as in Harwin strong, as in he's calling them bastards right to their face at the dinner table. Jace goes at Aemond, fists start flying. Aemond's talking about how he's only complimenting his strong nephews. Plates flying everywhere. The piece that Viserys built in 5 minutes got demolished in 10 seconds. So much for the family dinner. And then the episode ends with a swan song. Viserys alone, in his bed, delirious, dying, and Alicent comes to sit with him. And in his final moments, he starts mumbling about the prophecy, Aegon's dream, the Song of Ice and Fire, the prophecy that's been passed down from Aegon the Conqueror about a great winter coming and a Targaryen needing to sit on the throne to unite the realm against it. But Alicent hears Aegon and the prince that was promised, and she genuinely thinks that Viserys is telling her on his deathbed that he wants her son Aegon to be king. He's not. He's talking about an ancient prophecy, but she has no idea about that. And she walks away from that bed believing her dying husband just named her son the heir. That misunderstanding right there, that's the spark. That's what lights the whole war. And then Viserys saying his last words, my love, reaching for a wife who's been dead for over 20 years. And he's gone. Viserys the First, dead. The only thing holding the family together, gone. Episode 8 is in the books, and bro, this one hurt. Vaemond lost his head, Aegon showing his true colors, Aemond blew up the dinner, and the kindest king of Westeros ever had finally passed. And his last words got completely misunderstood in a way that's about to cost thousands of lives. The dance of the dragons is basically here. Next episode, everything changes. Smash that like, drop your thoughts below. I'll catch y'all in episode 9.